Yankee, Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield has the distinction of being the only person to ever be drafted by all four major league sports, the NBA, the NFL, even though he never played football, and Major League Baseball. I'm sorry, the three. He didn't play hockey.
I was going to say, I can't picture Dave Winfield on skates.
But he was a flame-throwing pitcher with the Gophers. He finished his college career with a 19-4 record, 15 complete games, 229 strikeouts, and 169 innings. Everybody wanted him. The Padres, the Atlanta Hawks, even the Vikings, who drafted Winfield, even though he'd never played a down of organized football in his life. He ended up playing 22 seasons with the Padres, the New York Yankees, California Angels, Toronto Blue Jays, and Minnesota Twins. He also collected his 3,000th hit with the Twins in 1993. He was the 1992 World Series MVP with the Blue Jays, and he was also inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001 with his fellow St. Paul city mate, Paul Molitor.
And I got to say, Dave Winfield, he can draw a lot of comparisons to Aaron Judge, the right fielder currently at the New York Yankees. I think he's, definitely very similar players, and they're, hopefully Aaron Judge has a similar career path to his. But can you lay out for me the career of Kevin McHale?
Kevin McHale, grew up in hockey country up north in Hibbing, Minnesota, which is also the birthplace of Bob Dylan. Came to Minnesota in the fall of '76, became a two-time team MVP. He was a physical, confident, kind of cocky power forward. Led the Gophers to the 1980 NIT finals and became the school's all-time leader in block shots, second in rebounds, and fifth in career points. He also played in an era when the Gophers were suffering through NCAA sanctions. So they won 24 games during his freshman season, more than any previous teams. However, those were stripped because of sanctions against their former coach, and there was a 2-year postseason ban. Minnesota had that nice NIT run when McHale was a freshman, but he never qualified for the NCAA tournament, which stuck in his craw for years. Of course, everybody knows the Celtics drafted him in 1980, became a 7-time NBA All-Star, and won 3 World Championships in Boston during a 13-year career. He also he worked in the Timberwolves front office and also coached the Rockets in Houston for a couple of years earlier this decade. McHale's one of 6 members of Boston's 1986 championship team that's been an NBA coach, including Larry Bird, Sam Vincent, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, and Rick Carlisle.
Wow, that's crazy.
Elite company.
Talking to Brian Murphy, the author of 100 Things Minnesota Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die. And, Brian, I'll get you out on this. What can you tell us about Paul Bunyan's axe?
Well, it's another one of those trophies, right? But college football's longest-running Division I rivalry is Minnesota-Wisconsin. It's 127 games and counting. And in 1948... the Wisconsin W Club created Paul Bunyan's axe. It's kind of a sculpted award with the results of the team's clashes emblazoned on a 6-foot-long handle, and Minnesota's initial victory printed on the blade. The original axe handle ran out of room in 2000 and was replaced. To replicate the little brown jug, a Minneapolis sculptor designed a slab of bacon in 1930 to reward the winning team that would bring home the bacon. So the replica slice of meat was carved out of black walnut. It's raised in the center with the letter M in maroon and W in cardinal and white, depending on which way the slab was hung. M up signified a Gophers win. W up for a Badgers win.
No, that's just really funny. That it was bacon. I'm sorry. That was really funny.
Yeah, of course it was. I mean, a greased pig, Paul Bunyan's axe. It goes with the lore of the, sort of the agricultural history of these two states as well.
All right, Brian. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
All right, that was Brian Murphy. His book is 100 Things Minnesota Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die. Let's take a quick break, but first a quick reminder that we're giving away a 4-pack of tickets to the Long Island Net Maine Red Claw game on Tuesday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Nassau Coliseum. We'll be talking baseball next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. I was only 34 years old and the mother of 3 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was forced to make a decision about my health with few options. After my treatment, I made a commitment to provide help and inspire hope to those affected by breast cancer through early detection, education, and support services. I was fortunate to have resources and support through my journey, but so many facing breast cancer have to overcome the burdens of cost and fear alone. No one should face breast cancer alone. Today, NBCF has provided over 1 million early detection and patient navigation services so that women in need have access to these potentially life-saving resources. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org.
The Nassau Mix.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
The 90s, 2K, and today.
I'm the one, yeah. I'm the one early.
The Nassau Mix. The 90s.
Baby, one more time.
2K.
That I know how to save a life.
And today.
Baby, slow hands.
The Nassau Mix.
Listen weekdays. The voice of Nassau Community College. 90.3 WHPC.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. As a volunteer, you deliver a hot, nutritious meal and a friendly hello to someone just like your mother, grandfather, or next-door neighbor. These seniors are inspiring people with incredible stories to share, and they love to see you. The smiles you get back are priceless. Delivering with Meals on Wheels is easy, and you don't have to drive like me for it to be quick. You can volunteer your lunch break once a week or just once a month. With 1 in 6 seniors facing hunger and many more living in isolation, your lunch break can make a real difference. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Jacob Volks. Jacob Volk. Jacob Volks.
I wanted to see how long you could go without cracking.
Jacob Volk.
You get mad creative with it. I like it a lot.
Thank you. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am Jacob Volk. Sitting across from me is Joe Ardita. This show is on twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. Number to call if you want to win a 4-pack of tickets to the Long Island Net Maine Red Claw game on Tuesday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Nassau Coliseum is 516-572-7440. So let's get to baseball. The Brewers signed Boone Logan, the former Yankee, to a 1-year deal worth $1.875 million last year for the Indians. He went 1-0 with a 4.71 ERA. What are your thoughts on the deal?
I think he's a solid addition to their bullpen. I mean, he had a rocky year with Cleveland. I think last year, maybe last year, yeah. But he's a great lefty specialist, and he has some postseason experience. I actually remember him in around 2012. He was on the Yankees, and he did very good in the postseason. His career, he's got 13 postseason appearances, and he has a 2.35 ERA, which is very respectable, obviously. And during his stint with the Yankees in the 2011 and 2012 postseason, he didn't allow a run in 8 innings. He also had a really good bounce-back year in Colorado in 2016, which is interesting because that's a hard place to pitch, and he may not be like, a marquee name or star player, but he's going to give them depth that they need.
If you're a Yankee fan, you know who he is.
Yeah.
You know what my nickname for him was? The Boone-meister.
The Boone-meister.
But I guess I got to call Aaron Boone that
Yeah,
now.
we got another one now.
I'm torn on this deal. He didn't have a good year last year, but then again, you got to have lefties on your team. It's an okay deal. I'm not too mad at it. I'm not bouncing off the walls for it for the Brewers. And, of course, he came over in the Javier Vasquez deal 2.0. Remember that when they traded Melky Cabrera to the White Sox?
Yeah, oh my God, I love Melky.
Yeah, so did I. The Padres re-signed Craig Stammen to a 2-year deal worth $4.5 million. Last year, he went 2-3 with a 3.14 ERA. Hey, that's pie. I just realized that.
Look at that.
What do you think of the deal?
Well, you always need relief pitchers on your roster, and again, this is not somebody who's elite. He's you could consider him mediocre, but if you look at the price, you look at Boone Logan's price, it seems to me it's $2 million. Price seems right to me, and the 3.14 ERA is respectable, and considering he did that last year for less than $5 million, that's not bad.
Yeah, I hear you. This was a good move for the Padres to get someone who succeeded for him last year on this type of a contract. It's funny. All the elite hitters that are available are still wallowing in free agency. Meanwhile, these relievers are making bank.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. So speaking of the Padres, they traded Yangervis Solarte, the former Yankee. I know his name is Jan Hervis or something like that, but I always called him Yangervis, to the Blue Jays for Edward Olivares and Jared Karkuff. Last year, Solarte hit .255 with 18 home runs and 64 RBIs, and according to MLB.com, Olivares was Toronto's 18th best prospect. Joe, who do you think won the trade? Personally, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good.
But personally, I think the Blue Jays won this trade. I've always liked Solarte. I was happy for him when he was succeeding for the Yankees. Was sorry to see him go in the Chase Headley trade, but I know why they did it. He was struggling for him. It seemed like the AL East had learned how to pitch to him, but he seems to have gotten his act back together in San Diego. It'll be interesting to see how he does in Toronto, again, back in the AL East, but it's worth the gamble for Toronto. They didn't give up a lot for him. I say the Blue Jays won it.
I agree with that, and he's played infield in San Diego, so Devin Travis is their starting second baseman, and he's been very injury prone, so maybe if he's not going to be, he'd definitely be a good backup for Josh Donaldson. Maybe he could take over the starting second base spot.
I hear you. So we got about a minute left. It's time for the bottom of the ninth. Joe, you're the only other one here. Go ahead.
Who am I going to dedicate this to? Shout out to the Knicks, man.
I see you're wearing the shirt.
Yeah, they're teetering on the edge of mediocrity. They basically have been for the entire season, and I'm kind of waiting for something to happen. I know Tim Hardaway is hoping to make a return soon enough. I just want to see a playoff appearance. I don't care if they get, swept. That's all I want.
All right. It's a reachable goal. It honestly is. So this one goes out to my dad, who texted me that there are 3 other rookies besides Kareem Hunt, who led the NFL in rushing yards, Earl Campbell in 1978, who I met, Eric Dickerson in 1983 out of SMU, and Edgar and James, the former Colt, in 1999.
Good find by Mr. Volk.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Dad. You're the best. All right. Looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game for... well, just Joe Ardita.
And you.
And me, I guess. I am Jacob Volk saying, Joe, buddy, this was your best show ever.